What's up, everybody? Some guy who cooks here, and today I'm doing a bit of a steak experiment. Winn-Dixie had ribeyes on sale, and I thought, what better opportunity than this to, really try something out. Plus, I was in the mood for steak. So as you can see, I've got my Blackstone here, my Blackstone 17-inch E-Series Electric Griddle, and I've been wanting to do a steak on this, but I haven't yet. I've been a bit apprehensive. See, I love steak. If you know me, you definitely know that. And here's the thing, I love to grill steak. I love steak on a charcoal grill using a combination of natural lump charcoal and hardwoods like oak specifically, and then I usually add some hickory or mesquite. However, that is a big production. There's a lot of work that goes into grilling the perfect steak, and believe me, I'm pretty much there. Like I said, however, because this is super simple. This Blackstone Electric Griddle is super simple. Same with like another kind of Blackstone. I know they're different, and maybe one day I'll get to do a little compare and contrast, but for now, I've got this one, and I love the flat top griddle, but I'm still a little skeptical of how it'll handle a steak. I know it'll sear it just fine, but how's the flavor going to be? Part of what I love about a grill is that delicious smoky flavor you get from that natural lump charcoal and the hardwood, of course. So today I'm gonna do a little bit of an experiment. I'm gonna be cooking 2 ribeyes on this griddle. The first one is just seasoned with salt, pepper, garlic powder, and accent. The second one is got the same seasonings, but has also got a little bit of liquid smoke on the outside. I've been letting it sit for a little bit, and I wanna see how it does. I wanna see if the liquid smoke will add that right smoky flavor that the grill does, or if it's gonna be different, not quite the same. My guess is that it won't be quite the same, but who knows, it might be good enough to really make a difference and make this more worthwhile than going to my charcoal grill all the time. That's what we're gonna test. So the first thing we wanna do is set this to 450. 450 is a great temperature if you like your steak rare to medium rare like I do. It allows you to get a good crust on the outside without overcooking it. These have been sitting out for a little while, so the inside has had time to warm up a bit and not be like raw in the center when I do it this way. I'm talking rare to medium rare, not Pittsburgh style. Not to say there's anything wrong with that, but I digress. So our griddle is nice and hot. I guess it's time to try this out. So again, I do not want to taint the regular steak with the liquid smoke, so I will go ahead and grab this one first while laying it down. These are both from the same cut of ribeye roast, so they should taste virtually the same before adding flavors. So here we go. This is our control steak, and this one I'm just gonna lay down. Make sure you lay it down away from you. Now listen to that. Isn't that beautiful? I love that sound. Now, this one's got a little extra juice on it because, well, it's been laying down with that liquid smoke. I'll go ahead and give it a good rub on the board here, and we'll lay it down as well. I can smell the smokiness on this thing. Here we go. And we're just gonna let those go for a while until we see a little bit of browning start to creep up the side. That way we know we're getting the right kind of cook on this. Again, we don't want to burn it, but we want it to be a good medium rare to rare. I gotta tell ya, it smells amazing in here. And if you look carefully, you can see that that browning is starting to creep just ever so gently up the side of the steak, which means it's time to go ahead and give these guys a flip. We'll start with the first one and get a good look at it. Look at that, just kind of sliding across the griddle. All right, let's grab it. Oh yeah, look at that coloration there. That is beautiful. At least I think so. Now, one of the things I like to do with a steak, because quite frankly it makes every steak better, is cook it in a little bit of butter. This is a pretty decently fatty ribeye, so it doesn't necessarily need it, but I'm gonna throw a couple pads on each of these steaks anyway because it adds a nice richness and a nice flavor. So let's go ahead and flip our second one as well. And look at that. Beautiful color on that one as well. We got a really good crust on these guys. I'm impressed so far. Let's go ahead and get those pads of butter on the second one as well, the smoky one. And I'm also going to go ahead and shut our lid for now so it can keep some of that heat in there. And that way it can really add a little bit of a slightly baking element that'll also help to cook these through instead of being just kind of crispy on the outside and raw in the middle. But don't worry, we're also going to be searing the sides, every side of it, and that should also help us get the good cook in the middle in addition to what we're doing now. Take note, guys, our cutting board did have some raw meat on it, so you want to give that a wipe down. I'm going to use just a sponge here that's damp. It had a little bit of soap in it, but not much. That way we don't soak soap into the cutting board, but we also don't just leave these bacteria sitting here on it either. And we can get all of these extra seasonings off here as well. All the seasoning, and it'll be picked up by that sponge perfectly. And then once again, go over with the smooth side here, just to pick up any excess on the board. And just like that, we are good and clean. Now looking at that butter on top, these things are doing fantastic. They're ready to start getting the sides now. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this one, and butter's gonna drip off here, as you can see, right onto the griddle there. And that's okay. I'm gonna try my best to get under it. There we go. And you can really see the sear that's on the other side there. I'm impressed so far. These look really good. So we're gonna get the sides of these steaks as best we can. That way we can sear not only the fat edge, but also the little bit of meaty edge, and really get a good cook on them, okay? Remember, I put this one down a little bit before the first one, so it'll be okay. Going first. And look at that. Well, it can almost stand on its own. Not quite. So we'll go ahead and move over to the fat edge now and really get a good sear on that too. Best we can, at least. And again, just get every side as best you can. I think our first one is all done. We're gonna set it right down on our cutting board, and now we'll start getting the fat edge of our second one, the one with all that extra flavor from the what's it called, the liquid smoke, and the butter is down on there. These tongs, they work, but it's a little tough sometimes to get under this big, thick, meaty steak. But that's okay, they're still working just fine. Once you get it, you got it. And oh yeah, both sides of this are looking great. They both have a fantastic crust on them. That's something I had no doubt in my mind, that the Blackstone griddle here would make a great crust on these, because it is a flat surface delivering even heat and lots of good even heat to it as well. So it's really, I imagine this is one of the best ways you can make an evenly cooked steak. Ooh, look at that, standing up on its own. But we're gonna see how much the liquid smoke changed the flavor profile of this. It only soaked, marinated in that for 10 to 20 minutes, not too long. I've got some more in the fridge that are gonna be sitting for about a day, one in the liquid smoke and one just in the regular seasoning. And I wanna see how that affects it as well, but we obviously won't get to that in this video. I'll just have to report back sometime later. In the meantime, we're cooking in this butter here, and I'm loving it. It smells wonderful in here, it really does. And let's go ahead and, yeah, this fat edge definitely needs some more time, but gosh, I'm excited, guys. If you couldn't tell, I love steak, and I'm about to eat a lot of it. Okay, there we go. Two nice big thick steaks. One thing to keep in mind, and I'll go ahead and turn this off, one thing to keep in mind is that you do want these to rest. Steaks need to rest, that way they have time for all the juices to reabsorb into them, and all those flavors to really meld and stay strong and true. I'm gonna let these sit for a couple minutes. I'm gonna hold on and have some actual patience, as much as I hate to have patience with steak, but I'm gonna do it. Now, I dare you to tell me that those two steaks do not look absolutely beautiful. Time to go ahead and cut into them just to see how they look on the inside as well. First up, we have this one, which does not have the liquid smoke. It's just the traditionally seasoned, cutting right in the center here. Let's go ahead and turn that to the side. Oh yeah, that looks great to me. A deep red right in the middle there, with some good cooking and searing on the outside. For me, that is perfect. Some people, that's a little too rare, but like I said, for me, absolutely perfect. Let's go ahead and bring this over so we can see the other now. Here we have the one that's cooked with the liquid smoke. Again, right down the center here. Get a nice good look. And just the same from what I can tell. Yeah, perfect. Perfect. This looks amazing, guys. It looks absolutely amazing. Now, if you see what I'm doing here, I'm cutting off this top cap because, quite frankly, the cap of the ribeye is the best part, and I kind of want to try the cap on both of these for you. Just because I think, I mean, well, let's face it, I'm just being greedy. I want to taste the cap. It's the fattiest and most flavorful part of the ribeye, and then I'll also taste the main portion as well. So here we go. Here's our control steak. We're gonna get a nice slice of this right off the cap, and Ooh. Bottoms up. That's a good steak. I can taste the butter, the fats from the natural meat, and the salt and the accent all come through. Just a slight hint of that pepper. Good solid steak. It doesn't have that smoky factor, but let's see if that changes with our other one with the liquid smoke. Naturally, I'm expecting some change in flavor here because we did add another flavorant. We added that liquid smoke, but I'm wondering if it's going to be anywhere close to actual smoke when you grill it on the grill. You know, that's really good. So far, I still say I prefer the natural grill flavor to the liquid smoke, but that is a very interesting, unique flavor that it added. There's something about it that is smoky, so it is still good, but it's a different kind of smoky. Moving on to the main piece of beef here. Look at this nice little triangle on the tip here. Rub it around in some of those juices. And bottoms up. I'll tell you what, I might prefer steak on the grill, but this still does a heck of a job. I will still take that steak any day of the week over no steak. And now trying out the same exact piece, but from our liquid smoke steak. Again, not the same smoky flavor you get from the grill. Good, but not the same. Do I prefer the grill? Yes, but you bet your bottom dollar that I will be using the liquid smoke from now on when I do grill on my Blackstone. Rather, when I grill on my E-Series. I don't have a regular Blackstone, as I've said before, but one day I look forward to getting one so I can try it out and see how that does as well. In the meantime, this did a fantastic job of cooking these steaks. They're cooked just the way I like them, which, yeah, has a little mooing in the middle, but boy, oh boy, are they good. And I got to try using liquid smoke on one of them, and I gotta say, it really does add something a little special when you're just using an electric griddle type of, or like a cast iron. A lot of people love cast iron. I get it, it holds heat well, but they say it adds flavor. I disagree. I don't think cast iron really does add flavor. It just holds its heat really well. I've seasoned with bacon grease. I've seasoned with butter. I've seasoned with all sorts of different things on my cast iron, and ultimately, I get the same flavor every time. That being said, I believe the seasoning is in the meat, unless you're using something that adds a flavorant like smoke on the outdoor grill. So, sorry for chatting your ears off for so long, guys. At any rate, I'm some guy who cooks, and now I'm gonna be some guy who eats while I enjoy the rest of these massive ribeyes. Until next time, make sure you like, subscribe, comment, and share it if you don't mind. Much love, guys. See you around. I'm just